We're joined now here on GCR by a young man who just made it known this week that he is coming to College Park. He is officially the first recruit that was landed by New Maryland men's basketball coach Ken Willard. Kevin Willard, that is, of course. I talk for a living. He is a young man from Hagerstown by way of the IMG Academy. Noah Batchelor is with us now here on GCR. Noah, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes for us.
Appreciate you for letting me be honest.
Absolutely, man. Noah, can you take me through? Like, when was the first time in your life that you thought to yourself, hey, man, it'd be cool to play basketball at the University of Maryland?
I think it was actually eighth grade when I actually was able to go to my first Maryland game that they brought me to. Actually, when Greg was still there. So in eighth grade, he brought me to a game, and I watched it, and it was just an amazing experience, especially with the fans and everyone. So that's probably one of the first times I saw myself.
Did you immediately think like, hey, if everything goes right, this is where I'm gonna be, or was it more open that? Were you more willing to listen to everybody else?
No, it was definitely more open. I was willing to listen to anybody, but after that, it definitely was like, nah, I want to play college basketball. Like, I want to be on that next level.
I mean, look, it worked out for you exactly the way that it was. Take me through getting to know Kevin Willard and his staff, and like it's been a rocky couple of months. If we had talked to you in say January or February, would you have been believing that you were still going to end up at the University of Maryland?
Yeah, getting to know Coach Willard and the whole entire staff this weekend, and even um, through the weeks that they were in, um, that they got hired. It was interesting. They're really good people. So just getting to know them was a really big thing for me and my parents, and I'm glad I did because obviously I made a decision to go to Maryland. But Willard and all them, they're just really good people, and they only mean for the best for me and my family. So getting to know them, was definitely special.
Did like I think people are familiar that at one point you had been committed to play at Memphis. Did you make that decision knowing that you were still going to think about it and that it wasn't so can you take me through the history with how it came about that you ended up deciding no, I want to open things up more?
Actually, no. I actually committed to Memphis as like solid, like I want to go to Memphis, like I want to be at Memphis. Um, but then a few things started to happen, and it just didn't feel like the right fit for me at the time, especially with me and my parents. They just wanted what's best for me, and they didn't feel comfortable with me being at Memphis. I just don't want to dive into it too much, but
Sure.
it definitely came to a decision that we just I just had to pull out and reopen my recruitment.
I get what you're saying. So, and I'm assuming that you're going to say the same thing. Like when you commit to Maryland, this is everything in your plan is when we get to the fall, I'm playing basketball at Maryland. There's no turning
Of
back
course.
now. Yeah, right. He's Noah Batchelor. He's with us here on Glenn Clark Radio as we're chatting about him committing to come to the University of Maryland. No, your experience at IMG. How did that come about, and what has it done for you to raise your game to the level that you're ready for the big time Big Ten basketball?
I got to IMG in my like halfway through my junior year. So I mean, since I've been here, it's been an amazing experience. They like I've been improved so much. I was just looking at like numbers and stuff from this year, and like my weightlifting is going really well. I'm gaining a lot of weight, and everything is just the experience is basically college. I mean, I take four classes. I have two classes a day, and it's just basically class and basketball. So that's really what it's going to be like at college, and it really prepares you for that next level.
Did it all make you? I wonder, if it made you at all kind of miss home a little bit? Did that play a factor at all in choosing Maryland?
I don't think that really played a factor in me choosing Maryland at all. I definitely did miss home a little bit,
Okay.
but I don't think it really played a factor.
Do you feel like you're more prepared for the next level as you alluded to the similarities to the college experience and the focuses and maybe separating out some of the noise that comes when you're at home? Do you feel like that has you perhaps better prepared for that jump to the next level?
Yeah, I think I'm more prepared than a bunch of others. I would say with just experience in lifting and practicing and all the other kind of stuff. even Coach Willard and all that. Even other coaches have told me that guys like me coming from IMG or even coming from like a national school like mine, we're just a lot more prepared and we have a lot more. I'm not gonna say knowledge, but maybe a lot more IQ than others, and it kind of being at a national school really helps out a lot.
I think there's no doubt about it. And the competition that you're going up against, right? Like, my God, you guys are
Right.
kind of playing anybody, right? Hey, was there one particular game that you played that you were like, oh, man, like, I know now. Going up against this dude, going up against this guy guard, was there anything like that that stood out for you that made you say, oh, I know I'm ready?
um, Honestly, I'm I would probably say every like pretty much every night that we were away, in New Jersey,
Yeah.
in Indiana, and even in Orlando, especially in Geico and City of Palms, like we played great competition every single night. So me just playing against that competition and doing well and thriving in that environment just really like it just brought a thought to my head like, yeah, I'm definitely ready. But I know I'm still gonna have some improvements. Like I still gotta improve on some things, but I think it's definitely gonna help.
Let's talk about you, the basketball player, Noah. We know you can shoot. Tell me about where that came from. Were you born? Were you a shooter out of the womb? Was that the type of player that you were? And what else do we need to know about you that you're going to bring to the table now at the University of Maryland?
Yeah, I definitely think I was always, born as a shooter. But in middle school, I had to play like in middle school, my freshman year, I had to play, center a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's because of your
So
size. That makes sense.
I definitely, I've played basically every position that there is to play. So, but I think, it's always been natural for me just to be a shooter. But I think what people should expect from me is just I'm a really energetic guy. Uh, I bring like all my energy. I bring it out every night. I can shoot the ball obviously really well. I'm really athletic, and I play defense and I love the game. So I mean that's not that's just a little bit of it.
Is there a player that you look at and you, I don't know, you mold your game after, but you look at them and say, man, that's the guy that I feel like I'm most similar to, that maybe we would know.
I've definitely like heard some comparisons, like Clay Thompson and Duncan Robinson, and maybe sometimes that I move like when I move without the ball, it's like how Curry does. So definitely those three guys are like the guys that I
Yeah,
try to like model my game after.
those guys are kind of okay. Those guys are decent. Boy, Duncan Robinson, it's nuts watching him right now, bro.
I
Like, it
know he's
is,
good.
man, it is nuts watching him just go off for the Heat. We talk about, you mentioned Greg earlier, Greg Manning. How important was that for you that he stuck around as part of the program in choosing to stay at Maryland as he was kind of a holdover from one staff to the next?
That was pretty important for me. I mean, me and him, we've had a great relationship, obviously since my eighth grade years. So for him to, stay there and now be there when I come is gonna be really special. And I'm glad that me and him built that type of relationship.
Does it mean anything to you to be the first commit for Kevin Willard at Maryland? Is there something significant about that to you that people are going to remember, and years from now they'll say, "Man, he really knocked it out right on the first one. You look at the player he found in the first guy that he got to commit." Does that type of thing mean something to you?
Yeah, I'm definitely honored. It's really special, to me just to even think about that. Like it's just crazy. So it's definitely really special.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Something that does it add maybe even a little bit of pressure that you're like, hey, man, I love that idea. You know what you're walking into, right? Like, it's a new coaching staff. It's a time where, you know, you know how Maryland fans are. You're from here. You know what the
Right.
expectations are for this program. Does that excite you to be a part of trying to lay a new foundation for Maryland basketball?
It's definitely exciting. I don't think I feel any pressure towards anything. There might be a little bit of pressure, but I'm not gonna let it, take over my game, obviously. But I'm definitely very excited.
He is Noah Batchelor. Just another minute or two here with him on Glenn Clark Radio as he's coming to the University of Maryland. Do you know the guys at all? Is there anybody on the roster that you've been able to spend any time with or get to know even during this process a little bit?
I would say I definitely got to know Ike Cornish
Yeah.
and Juju, I think.
Couple of
Yeah,
Baltimore
Juju.
kids.
Yeah, both of them.
How long have you known? Did those relationships go back, like predate? You going through this process. Does that go back to growing up in the area playing basketball at all?
Definitely with Juju. I played against him when he was at St. Francis, so me and him was battling out when I was at Glen Elk. So we
Sure.
definitely have some history of playing against each other. And then with Ike, it was just like we, it was just like a connection through basketball. So me and him have been tight for a little bit now.
That's cool. Who got the better of each other when you? I mean, like Juju was on some pretty good teams. Who got the better of each other when you and Juju went up against it?
Man, Juju did though.
Yeah, yeah, it was some
He
pretty good
definitely
teams.
did.
It's a little bit different world than
Yeah.
what you guys had going on. That's the way that goes. And then give me your goals, Noah. As you arrive at Maryland, right? As we talk about, it's a tough time for Maryland basketball and trying to lay something new. What are the goals? What for both personally for the team? What are the things that you want to accomplish during however long it is that you end up being in College Park?
I don't think I'm as focused on individual accolades. Like I know those are gonna come, but I'm just really focused on winning. Like that's all I want to do when I get there is just win, win, win. So I just want to, make us a program. Uh, Obviously, me and my teammates we're gonna make our program, known more again, and make sure that every time we step on a court, that the other team knows that they got a long night.
I like that, man. I like everything about it. Was there anyone? We'll wrap with this. Was there any one Maryland basketball player? It's anybody that you remember watching that you were a fan of, anything like that from growing up as a kid here?
I'd probably say Kevin Herter,
He was.
and
It's turned out pretty okay for him.
yeah, Kevin Herter is definitely one of the kids on Maryland that I've seen when I came for the first time. So definitely him.
That's cool, man. That's very cool. Noah, what can we plug for you, social media wise? Twitter, Instagram, anything like that. Where can people be giving you a follow?
Give me a follow on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
My Instagram is it's Noah Batchelor, but it has two R's then.
Okay.
And then you could put my Twitter down. I think it's Noah_Batchelor_.
Absolutely. And it's Bachelor with a T. So
Yes, sir.
at some point, down the road, of course, well, obviously, when you have insane success, they're going to have to revisit the title of The Bachelor because it might end up being that when we say The Bachelor, everybody thinks about you, right?
Yeah,
Like we
for
might
real.
we might have to think about that. Hey, Noah, congratulations, man. We're awfully excited to see you in College Park next season. Really appreciate taking a couple of minutes for us and look forward to getting to know you better over the next couple of years. All right.
I appreciate you.